Hello, everyone, and welcome back. I'm Justin with Is It Scary, Wisconsin, and I am joined here tonight by my best friend, Gage. You'll notice I said, Is It Scary, Wisconsin? Not that imitator that's been running around the state. What was his name? Great Value, Is It Scary, Wisconsin? I don't remember. Timu, Is It Scary? Woo, Shoppers Value, whatever, who cares? But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you're following us on Facebook and Instagram, Is It Scary, Wisconsin. Merch links are in the description below. You can check out these awesome OG t-shirt designs for Is It Scary, Wisconsin, your number one source for no BS haunted attraction reviews in Wisconsin. And with that, we're going to get right into the review. They go 40 points for general scores, 40 points for scare scores. We each give up to 10 personal points total. It comes together for a score out of 100, and that's how the haunt scores. The score is the score. The review is the review, as I always say. Let's get into it. Dominion of Terror in Sheboygan, Wisconsin. Dominion of Terror is a long-standing haunted house in Sheboygan, Wisconsin. It is put on by the Sheboygan JCs. This show has a standing reputation for delivering lengthy, quality shows. Their scenic variety is top-notch and amongst the best in the state. This year was no exception. But did the scares and the performance hold up? Let's get into the review. General, is there a website?
Justin, one moment. So I want to preface this. Before we go into our points for generals and scares, I am kind of a spoiler alert for what's coming up, is that there was some poor line management. Poor line management as in there was no timing between groups, and we had pretty much a conga line going in through the entire haunt, pretty much, 90% of it. So while we're giving our points for general and scares, you got to understand, we're going through a conga line, and we're trying to do our best to get these points. It's really hard to get most of them when you're either at a standstill or not, back and forth. So I wanted to make that point. Go right ahead, Justin.
Is there a website? Does it have up-to-date information? Yes, 101 points. Is there a clearly labeled parking lot or parking available? You know, this is just like when we did the haunted sawmill in Merrill, Gage. Everybody knows you're probably parking on the road in the area. There's pretty much plenty of parking. People drop their kids off. People get dropped off. They go in. We park down pretty much the same road every year. I gave him the point.
And it wasn't a long walk at all.
Yeah, I gave him the point for it. Same situation we had with the haunted sawmill in Merrill. Is there a labeled ticket booth that presents prices? Yes, 1 of 1 point. Are there clear queue lines? Yes, 2 of 2 points. Are rules listed before the first attraction? Yes, 1 of 1 point. Are music and audio appropriate throughout the haunt? Yes, 2 of 2 point. Did actors stay in character throughout the attraction? Yes, 2 of 2 points. Was the haunt fully and well staffed? Yes and no, 2 of 3 points. I took a point off here. It felt like some of the areas of this haunt definitely could have benefited from one additional actor, and some areas felt like they should have an actor, but didn't. Staffing is incredibly difficult, and I understand that, but when it comes to haunted attractions, it's also incredibly important. Mm-hmm. Was there clear directions through and after the haunt was over? Yes and no, 1 of 2 points. Was lighting appropriate? 2 out of 2 points. Were there unusual scents? Believe it or not, yes, 2 of 2 points. This is actually one of the only haunts all year to get both points. I smelled maple syrup. I smelled other food kind of things. And I had a couple other.
It was unique.
Pretty unique and aggressive smells. I was like, I noticed that. And you know, if I get a smell and it hits me hard enough that I go, whoa, there we go. That gets you the 2 of 2 points. Really good, actually. Nice job. Did you catch another group? Yes, 0 out of 2 points. It completely killed the show and completely killed any immersion we could have. Was the scenery quality? Yes, 2 of 2 points. Did the haunt maintain immersion? Yes and no, 1 of 2 points. Was the walking path safe and well maintained? Yes, 2 out of 2 points. Was it appropriately priced? Yes, 1 of 1 points. Was there good atmosphere? Yes and no, 1 out of 2 points. Did you see any personal items, out of theme costumes, or shoes? You know, like somebody's brand new Chuck Taylors at the haunt? No, 2 out of 2 points. Very nice. Was the haunt well organized? Yes and no, 1 out of 2 points. Were staff helpful in doing their job? Yes, 2 points. Was the haunt a complete attraction? Yes, 2 points. There's a lot to do here. They got a gift shop. You can go buy some trinkets. There's food and concessions. It's a really cool place to go in, and they have a bunch of different things to access, and of course they have the haunted attraction too. Were advertised icon characters present, or did it advertise something that it didn't deliver or accurately present? I said yes. I saw the clown I expected to see, some of the characters I expected to see, and so I gave him the 2 out of 2 points for that. Grand total, 33 out of 40 points for general. Gage, you're up with the scares.
Sure thing. For scares. Did actors attempt to scare you? We gave them 1 out of 2 points. Were mask costumes good quality? Yes, 1 out of 1 point. Did props seem real? Yes, 1 out of 1 point. Were actors in positions to enhance the scares? 1 out of 2 points. Reason being was with us being in a conga line, it was really hard to kind of get in position when there's nonstop people coming through, and unfortunately, we couldn't really catch actors not only giving their attempt at a scare, also giving their
They were already
being in
out.
that
They were already
position
out.
to be. They're already out. They're pretty much ah ah like pretty much. So, was there a variety of characters and creatures in the sight unless stated otherwise? Yes, 2 of 2 points.
Yeah.
Did actors scare you twice in a scene? Yes,
Yep.
2 of 2 points. Did actors scare you 3 times in a scene? Unfortunately, we didn't come across that. We had to give them 0 out of 2 points on that. Did actors scare you from below the waist? No, 0 out of 2 points. Did actors scare you from above the waist? Yes, 2 out of 2 points. I want to say I feel like this would have really got me if I was there, if I was in that situation. But I saw it happen. It looked pretty intense. If I was there, I know it would have got me like a oh gosh kind of reaction. I know it would. Did actors use a variety of scare tactics? I gave them 2 out of 3 points. Again, really hard to tell when you're in a conga line here. Most of the time, all I'm seeing again is the same actor that actor scared the people ahead of us, just going. "Urgh."
Look at a so just real quick, I just want to make this point. Look at a haunt like Burial Chamber, right? They do conga lines, but you can't see way ahead, so you can't see where the actors are getting the scares.
That's
you
a good point.
You
So
can
many
hear.
twists and turns.
Hang on. You can hear things, but you can't see it. The problem with Dominion of Terror's conga line that we were in, which really probably should never have happened. The problem with that conga line that we ended up in was we could see the scares happening, and it was just like, oh, okay, I see you, great. Thanks for
Dominion
trying.
of
At
Terror,
least.
right?
Go ahead.
Dominion of Terror, like its house is not built for conga lines. It's built for 5 to 6 people in a room at a time.
I'd say 3
That's
to
kind
5.
of pushing it, honestly.
I'd
would
say 3 to
but
5 maximum. Yeah.
3 to 5, yeah. 6, you gotta push people through, sure, but it is what it is. Moving on. Was there a go home scare at the end? Yes, I did give him 2 out of 2 points. Note, it necessarily didn't quite happen to us because we saw him just kind of standing in the corner with his. I'm not going to say what it is. I don't want to spoil it. But he did do his stuff with the people around that were
The
there.
attempt
that we
was
saw.
there.
So
The attempt was there.
The attempt was there. We gave the 2 out of 2 points.
Yeah.
Was the hunt the same old scary, or did they change things up from previous years? We haven't been there since 2023. I can tell because I have a folder database with all my Photoshop icons in that, and I set years from when I do these, and I see 2023. I'm like, holy cow, it's been a couple of years. And ever since it's been those couple of years, they have changed a lot. It was really impressive with how much they've changed, and really the star of the night really would have to go to the artists and scenery because holy how did they build something impressive? Did actors seem well trained and enthusiastic? I gave them 1 out of 2 points with this one. The reason being, like I said, with the lines, and you can tell as we were going through the haunt, it wasn't once, twice, but 3 times we've heard vocal actors that would talk and not just do the general jump scare, but they would talk and communicate with the customers, and they say something along the lines of, how many people are you with? What's going on over there? Come on, get a move on, stuff like that. And the reason why I say, hey, this didn't really seem that enthusiastic or well trained is just that they just didn't seem accustomed to this situation because clearly it's something new, and because it's something new and weren't accustomed to it, we didn't really get that much of a reaction or interaction, I mean to say, with these actors. Were props, animatronics, and electronic devices in working order? Yes, 2 of 2 points. Were there any unique scares? Give him a 1 out of 2 on this one. Again, you know what I'm gonna say. It's just being in the conga line. It's really hard to kind of see these unique scares after they happened. I don't got foresight. I wish I did. That'd be cool. I wouldn't be here. I'd be winning some Powerball or something like that. Did anyone use any vanilla lines during a scare? No. 2 out of 2 points. I said that very grimly. They did a great job. Thank you for not doing that.
Yeah.
If the haunt is a no-touch haunt or a contact haunt, they abide by those rules. Yes, 2 of 2 points. Did sounds enhance the scares? Yes, I did give them 2 out of 2 points. It sounds like there were some sounds that fit to the specific theme of that room. So, yeah, I'll give that to them. Was the spoken language appropriate? Yes, 2 of 2 points. And finally, was makeup on point? I gave them yes, I had 2 out of 2 points. Makeups and masks, it was good stuff. Out of total, so out of 40, this is a 31 out of 40 for scares.
Okay, so they are currently sitting at a 64 out of 80.
64 out of 80? Okay.
Yep. I'm gonna get right into this. I'm actually taking
Sure.
1 point off of their score for really bad pacing. I don't know what happened, and I don't know what caused this to happen, but somehow we were caught by a large group. And I don't know if they just got sent too early. I don't know if they've increased their pace, but it absolutely killed the show for us. Once that happened, I think it was in the third or fourth area. Once that happened, for me, the show was basically over. I just,
And that's just the beginning of the haunt,
yeah,
practically, too.
yeah, and I'm, and I'm usually the one who's got to say it, so I will say it. It was a poor experience for me.
Agreed. I'm right there with you.
A haunt like this, with the build like they have, and the scenery like they have, begs to be taken in. Now, I don't mean you sit in each room for a minute or two and look at everything. No, that's just not realistic. But I feel like unless we were walking at a fast pace, like power walking basically, we were getting caught. And that led us to catch the group that was in front of us. I saw them walking through the theater room at the back of the theater room when we first walked in. So, busy or not, catching or being caught by a group kills the show, and Dominion of Terror needs to do something to rectify that immediately. Like they need to figure that pacing out, because the show would have been a lot better if the pacing was better. I'm sorry to have to be the one to have to say it. I did take some points off tonight. I actually took significant points off, the most points I've taken off all year. Like I said, I felt like some rooms seemed like they could have used an additional actor. We did get stuck in a couple rooms where the path forward was not obvious. Some of the larger, more AAA haunts rectify this by putting just a small arrow in some places, or this way in some places, or whatever. It can solve this. The dark room was a complete mess. We had to have a security guard from up top basically tell us turn around and push the door open after we were in there for a minute or 2 minutes, and then we had 20 people come in the room behind us. This killed the effect that room was going for. Did I catch another group? Yeah, we did. So I had to take both points off for that. It was really egregious, and it was experience ruining. Did it maintain immersion? Yeah, there was some good immersion still. Like the actors were still doing their part, and they were still trying to work with what they had. But once, I had 10, 15 people behind me that I could hear, shouting skibbity toilet and 6-7 and all this other crap, my experience was over. My experience was killed. And I don't know how to say it nicely, right? So that killed the immersion for me, having all those extra people with us that shouldn't have been with us at all. They never should have been with us in the first place. Again, the atmosphere also suffered. I took a point there. And I did take a point for well organized. I feel like a haunt that's been around for 50 years, this is a hot mic moment, and that's fine. There's no excuse for that. You have no excuse for that to happen. So I had to take a point there. That's all I have to say in general about the haunt. Gage, say whatever you'd like, and I'm ready for personal points.
Oh, I thought you were on the personal points. Okay, yeah. So my take on the whole thing lot of it is really just echoing what Justin is saying about how there is just poor timing between groups. When I like to say these things, I like to do my best to come up with a possible like resolution with it. I don't like just telling you what's wrong and figure it out. I want to give you my 2 cents and my advice on it because I feel like that's really the best way to kind of go about it. And now, note again, I've never owned a haunt, so I might just sound like some kind of guy that has no idea what he's talking about. I mean, I'm that one haunt reviewer, you know. I am gonna
We're
scare
that
act in a
literal
couple.
meme. We're that literal
Yeah,
meme.
we we are gonna scare act soon, so we can't. We're gonna know something soon. So what I want to get at is yes, the timing between groups. It's really important that you just put some more time between. Hey, all right, group A is in. Let's wait 5 minutes or so. Hopefully 5 minutes, but I get it. It's a busy night. Let's change that up. Just evidently what was on the night of October 18th, whatever you had the time, please add 2 minutes to that or something, or a minute. Just let's give a little more breathing room. I get catching people towards the end of the hunt. We shouldn't. That's not good. But okay. The problem is that happened right a freaking way.
Yeah.
It should have happened right away.
Within the first couple rooms.
Within the first couple of rooms. Not only do I think, hey, let's add some time to that. So this is where I think Dominion of Terror can help rectify this situation. This is what Realm does very nicely. They have a whole system to where this door doesn't open until I guess something triggers the next room. I understand what that sounds like. That's a whole motherboard thing and a whole bunch of coding. You don't have to do that. But what I am saying is, couldn't you have a communication thing between actors to be like, hey, I'm pretty clogged up over here. Can we have you stall, sit in front of this doorway, and prevent this group from going for just like 30 seconds? 30 seconds, and that with every other room, I feel like would kind of alleviate some congestion, and then just wouldn't kill the immersion. Is what I'm saying kind of sounds? Does that make sense, Justin? Kind of like have actors kind of.
Once the pacing is killed like it was, it is very, very hard to recover from it. When you have when you have like 12 or 14 people in a line coming through, and all of a sudden you have an actor stopping them. Okay, well, you 6 are going to go through. You're in a group together. It's like, no, I'm in the middle of the show. I'm staying with my group. So listen.
Oh, well, I'm not saying it's like a whole ticket thing. Like you go.
No,
I'm
listen
saying the
to me.
actors should go ahead.
The pacing starts at the front of the house. If the pacing is correct at the front of the house, outside of extenuating circumstances, you shouldn't have that happening. I've never had that happen to me before at Dominion of Terror.
I know. I understand.
This is the first time I've ever experienced it.
This was my pet peeve when I was at Spooks and Spur that one year when I took 5 points off because I was literally at a standstill through the last half of that haunt, last quarter, I should say. And I feel like at some point, I know there's rooms to where you have an actor that stops people and talks to them and then kind of like, gives that next room some breathing room. A lot of haunts do that. I just think and I get it, you as an actor, you don't know when a group ends and when a group starts. I understand that. It's just something I kind of want to throw out there.
Yeah.
Might help. Moving on. So yes,
Did you take any points off? Any additional points off for anything?
I did. Well, what I'm stating here is pretty much the reflection of the points I took off for scares.
Okay. Did you take any additional points off on your own?
For like the personal points, yes, I did take 1 point off.
So you took an additional point off.
Yes.
Okay. So they are at 62 right now. Then after both of our points off,
without us getting into our personal points.
Yep.
Okay, but I want to make another note here. Something that I would like to see change is that I would like to see padding on things that are low hanging. There's some. However, there are some points to where, like, Justin's a tall guy. He could easily hit his head on something, and it was like plastic. It's not like it's wood. Sharp wood on a corner or whatever, but it'd be nice if I bump my head, it's not on a plastic.
There was plenty of exposed wood and plenty of stuff that needs to be covered. Yeah.
Okay. So I would like to see a lot of that covered. It makes a lot safer of environment for taller people hitting their head in that. This is, I don't want to call this necessarily a negative point, but I have noticed, and this could just be because we were in a conga line, so my eyes are wandering. I'm like, okay, all right, let's check this stuff out. Look at this. So I'm looking at it with things with much more scrutiny. But I always see the securities
Yeah.
up in this. Like
I
I
shouldn't
saw
see
it
them.
so many times.
I shouldn't see them.
I saw that exactly. We shouldn't see them. It may just be because I was in a conga line, but I feel like if they were pretty obvious, I could see a head here. Just pretty much like if you picture a dark cloth and here's a head, just
Yeah.
that. So
I shouldn't see them.
it's pretty noticeable. I get because you probably don't have security cameras, so you need someone there to be there. And I appreciate security. That's why I'm not taking this as a negative point off. I appreciate the security. Have any kind of form of security. I love it. It's just something to consider in your next year, or if it's a potential fix we can do. Maybe if we're putting security, maybe have them behind where people enter a room. So my point of view isn't at security, it's away. If I want to say a positive point, because there are some positives in this haunt, there's so many good, unique rooms. You
Yeah.
know, I really enjoyed the vast themes. I'm gonna touch on it more in my personal points. So let's move on to that.
Great. Personal points. +1. Some of the best scenery in the state. Period. If you are a scenic phobe. God, I probably just said something really terrible. If you are a scenic phobe, if you're scenic phobe,
You're fine.
if you are a scene addict, if you're a scene addict, what am I talking about, John Cena? If you are addicted
I
to
can't
the
see
scenery,
him.
if you are addicted to the scenery in haunted houses, you are going to love this haunted attraction. It is a feast for
It's
the eyes.
beautiful.
Yep, I gave an additional point there. +1. This was one of the only haunts in recent memory to get both points for sense. Liked it. Liked it a lot. It caught me off guard. And for as pissed off as I was during my walkthrough, it actually made me go, that was nice. It actually made me smile. And I turned to Gage and I said, that was really good. It was nice. And +1, the pirate ship is amazing. One of the coolest set pieces I've seen in years. It was awesome to get to walk through it, and I actually felt like I was on a real pirate ship when I walked into that cabin. That's it for me. 3 additional bonus points.
My additional bonus points. I wrote here, really, as much as we want to kind of give what we have to say about Lions in the Congo line, the actors, I do want to give them a bonus point because they really worked with what they had.
They did.
I get it. It's like I can't say I get it because I wasn't in there. I'm not. What's the word? Is it empathy? I'm just empathetic at this point. You know, I it's either sympathetic or empathetic. But what I'm trying to get is I've never been in that situation, but I do get that it's a stressful situation because it's like, it totally throws you off your groove. You can't get back in your hiding spot because it would look weird. So you really had to work with what you had to. So, I mean, for the actors, I did have to give you guys a bonus point because for what you're working with, I understand and you're just doing your best. So I had to give you a point for that. My next bonus point is, as you stated before, Justin, the set pieces are beautiful. That many different themes, all they actually immerse you into. If I didn't have all the memes being said behind me and someone saying, "Are you my grandpa?" I don't know. I don't know what the hell they're saying. It was so annoying. But if I didn't have any of that and I was walking through it, I could seriously immerse myself into this haunt and I could have really enjoyed it. So the set pieces were there. I had to give them a bonus point because that was hard work and it really shows. My next bonus point is yes, the scents were very impressive. I have never heard. I smell with my ears. I have never smelt anything so unique as one of the rooms. Don't want to say, but it was just it was such a cute smell, and it's so underrated. It is such an easily identifiable smell, and it's very strong. And I'm like, oh, this is cute. I would have loved to see this in more haunts. Great work with scents.
Yeah.
My last additional personal point here is the pirate room. That really deserves an extra point on its own some because holy cow, that was a lot of work put into that. And when you walk into that room, you're like, oh my goodness. And not only that, the people in that room, the actors, they really played their part.
They sold you the
So
experience.
they really sold you the experience. So it's dang man, I really want to experience this without that Congo line, dude. It does kind of ruin it.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
How
So
many
four
bonus points
additional
did you give?
points for me.
Plus 4?
Four. Plus 4.
Okay. And that was, and what did you take a point off for?
I already told you, and you already took it off. It was the poor line management.
Dominion of Terror is a 69 out of 100. It definitely needs significant work, and they need to address the pacing and the issues that they experienced and that they are experiencing. You know, actors aside, this is not including the actors. I always try to make sure I protect the actors when I make a statement like this because I know it's made me unpopular in the past. I was bored almost the entire show, and I just like you and I were kind of talking. I couldn't wait to get out of there, and that was really disappointing because I saw the effort, I saw the attempt for the most part. We did have a few limp interactions with actors, but I saw the attempt from most of the actors, and they were trying. And it is so damn hard when you have that many people coming right at you to get the scare and to get consistent scares, especially when the haunt is probably not built for that. If you're at a haunt like Burial Chamber that's built for that, that's different. Dominion of Terror, to my knowledge, is not built for that. I was bored. I couldn't wait to leave. And I was really disappointed that I had that kind of an experience because I've had literally the opposite experience there in years past.
I was excited to really walk in this haunt, man. Like I was years past, I'm like, dude, this was such a good time. I'm so ready for this. And then as soon as that second group hit us behind us, and then their group behind them hit them, it's just like
I knew it was over.
Oh,
I knew we were done.
it was over. It was done, and it's just it sucks because
There's almost no way you're going to recover from that.
There's no way you're going to recover from that unless you get some superstar actor out there that's like, hey, it's Spooky the Clown, look at me, give me bonus points. But I'm sorry, I had to throw in a joke. It's my man. It's just I did go through that haunt at the end there. When we were in the dark room with 20 something odd people in that dark room all pushed together, and it's like I did tell you, dude. I'm like, I'm not gonna say it, whatever.
Just say it.
I wanted to get out of here. I wanted to get out of here.
Yeah, they need.
That's putting it lightly.
The show needs to hear it. The show needs to hear it. He literally said to me on the way out. He said, "Just get me out of this haunt."
Yep, exactly. It's just.
Yep.
We had things to do. I didn't want to sit in a dark room with 20 people. In fact, I mean, that was a claustrophobia simulator. I'm just saying. That's one thing that I had on Burial Chamber and the Buried Alive. That was it's I was getting nervous. It's dark.
It was crazy. It was crazy that we had to have security call down to us, turn around, and push the door open. I'm sorry. Yeah. Dominion of Terror scores a 69 out of 100. A haunt that normally blows us away and impresses really dropped the ball in the 2025 performance. I hope they'll take this review with a grain of salt and not take it personally, and I really hope they will try to address this massive pacing issue. I'm Justin with Is It Scary, Wisconsin, joined by my best friend Gage. Gage, do you have anything you want to say to take us out?
Yeah, I do have a little closing statement I wrote here.
Go ahead.
Dominion of Terror is an aesthetically pleasing haunt that offers a wide range of themed rooms. Probably one of the most varied theme haunts in Wisconsin. It's just unfortunately that it falls short with the timing and line management. However, the sites do really kind of it got some weight to it, you know. So that's it.
Do you have an NVA?
My MVA has to go to the Pirates. I mean, those were really the only ones I really experienced, I really enjoyed.
I did not have an MVA. Gage, at the end of the day, there's one question the viewers want to know.
Is it scary, Wisconsin?